Light Chasers. Initiate the Light Chaser.
Work your fingers to the bone. I know you can keep me warm. Don't you leave, it's getting cold. I got you and you got me. Don't be scared if we complete love and war, the same damn thing. Yeah. Oh love, it's like I'm fading away. I want more, I want more. Oh love, I really want you to stay. We'll push it to the edge for real. We'll push it to the end now. We'll push it to the end now. I want your body, all in. 'Cause I love the way you make me feel. We'll push it to the end now. We'll push it to the end now. I want your body, all in. 'Cause I love the way you make me feel. I want your body, all in. I want your want more. Oh love, I really want you to stay. We'll push it to the edge for real. We'll push it to the end now. We'll push it to the end now. I want your body, all in. 'Cause I love the way you make me feel. We'll push it to the end now. We'll push it to the end now. I want your body, all in. 'Cause I love the way you make me feel. I want your body, all in. I want your body. You were always meant to run your way, but it's hard to let you go. There's more for you to know. Maybe you'll come back, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll call when you're missing us most. You always knew someday you would go our way, deep in our bones. I'll be with you through the day that I die. There's nothing you can do to change my mind. We are your own. Far, far, far from home. You'll always be mine. You'll always be mine. I'll be with you through the day that I die. There's nothing you can do to change my mind. We are your own. Far, far, far from home. You'll always be mine. You'll always be mine. Your heart was always gold, solid gold. It will always guide you home, wherever you may go. Maybe you'll come back, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll call when you're missing us most. You always knew someday you would go our way, deep in our bones. I'll be with you through the day that I die. There's nothing you can do to change my mind. We are your own. Far, far, far from home. You'll always be mine. You'll always be mine. I'll be with you through the day that I die. There's nothing you can do to change my mind. We are your own. Far, far, far from home. You'll always be mine. You'll always be mine. I'll be with you through the day that I die. There's nothing you can do to change my mind. We are your own. Far, far, far from home. You'll always be mine. You'll always be mine. I'll be with you through the day that I die. I'll be with you through the day that I die. I'll be with you through the day that I die. I'll be with you through the day that I
All right, what's good, everybody? Zeta here, Boom TV. We're going to be rocking the Apex Legends Proving Grounds tonight. A little bit of a different format this evening. And once we get things officially started here, make sure that the server is off and running. We'll kind of talk through some of the differences you're going to see here tonight. Obviously, Fight Club, not something we do a lot of. Fight Club is essentially just melee only, a very select few legends. To give you an idea of the legends we will be using today, Pathfinder, Wraith, Horizon, Bloodhound, Seer, excuse me, Mirage, Loba, and Catalyst, all allowed for use today, as well as their ultimate abilities. We've removed some of the ultimates that kind of maybe a little bit too strong. Fuse, looking at you. I'm seeing a lot of you in ranked being a real pain. Future has to go off the map. Hold on 1 second. I have to make sure to say that, or he literally won't. See, I think everybody else also go off the map. All right, hold on 1 second here, chat. We knew this was going to be a learning curve, you know, telling players not to use certain legends. Becomes kind of a fun little issue here. We're going to see if some of these players go off the map. Goat needs to go off the map. Camaril needs to go off the map. You know what we're going to do, chat? We're going to do this.
Hostile spotted.
We're going to end this real quick, because nobody can follow the rules just yet, so we're going to come back here in a second. Prodigy, appreciate the follow. Masked, thank you for the follow. Future, thank you for the follow. King, thank you for the follow. Lil Dom, what's up, brother? How you doing? We're going to give everybody just 1 second here. Make sure that they have time to go look at some bands. Again, pretty much if you have, you know, shields, anything like that, kind of, you know, makes it a little more difficult. Okay, we're going to give everybody here 1 minute. Everybody, 1 more minute. Make sure everybody follows these bands. Again, it's relatively straightforward, chat. You just play as a couple of the different legends. Pathfinder, Wraith, Horizon, Bloodhound, Seer, Mirage, Loba, Catalyst, all up for grabs today. And yes, there are some free spots in the lobby for those asking. Unfortunately, those spots are claimed. They will be joining us. All right, there we go. We're gonna try and get this running here. All right, we're gonna see if we can just get everybody, you know, moving along, following the legend band. So, whole concept today is going to be melees and grenades only. Yes, I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea, but I did think it would be funny. So we're going to try it out. We're going to see what happens. Winner take all per game, $100 on the line. So basically, you win the game, you get the final placement. First place is what you need. Good. Look at everyone's paying attention. I love this so much. I think we're good here for game number 1. Game number 1 going to be played on Olympus as voted on by the players. I don't see them get kicked. Seabass, hold on 1 second.
if that's a good spot. Woman's intuition.
Okay.
Just checking to make sure. I think this might be the only DC.
Sing.
And I think we're good on DC. So unfortunately, it looks like XKR are going to be playing as a solo for game number 1. A reminder on reset rules. We'll reset pretty much as long as two or more people across 2 teams. Where is... My goodness, chat. We're crushing it today. As long as 1 player across 2 different teams DC, can we essentially reset. But servers have been nice and crispy today. Played a little ranked myself, actually. Working my way up out of, silver, finally. I finally have time to play, so that's what it is. Start off, looks like we've got a contest over here. Going to be nades going around. We should not hear a single shot across the board this evening. No guns, grenades, melees, lots of punching going on. No contest yet, though. As mentioned, I do think we might have a potential one right over here. We've got Pokemon Squad. We're just south of Clinic. You got the Pathfinder coming towards you with the heirloom gloves on, ready to get punched in. Shink's gonna fall. Pokemon Squad now down to a solo player. Prezi trying to move their way out of harm's way. Unfortunately for them, Wraith Portal is not going to be able to help too much, as it does look like, unfortunately, Prezi running as fast as they possibly can away from Kings. Huge shout out to Kings for jumping in a little bit last minute this evening. Jumping on the Trident. Trident is allowed for you, so he will be able to get away there. No problems whatsoever. We do see a couple teams fall in the feed, so we are down to 20. We'll have quite a few teams joining us here after Game 1. Boston traffic, I fully understand. For those of you not familiar with Boston, Massachusetts here in the USA, they have the road system, kind of like the old Hot Wheels maps that you would have for your, living room floor, place some matchboxes on. Very much like that, except worse. So traffic's terrible for some of the players coming in after game number 1. And we do have FNX trying to stick this Trident. Gonna go for it. Worth's End. Not gonna be able to make those initial connects. Totally okay. Gonna ping that EVA 8. Obviously can't pick up any weapons. Probably an odd feelings for some of these players. We do have some Pro League teams playing tonight as a duo, trying to figure out what the hell to actually do. Not sure. I just saw Karev getting... I'm just trying to find Karev. I have no idea where Karev is. So, there he is. Jump over to that. And when the new Legend Challenges are... New Legend Challenges are out now. Actually. And just so you know, new Legend Challenges are Fuse-centric. So I hope you really like Fuse as much as I do. We are on board with ANC outplayed, trying to take down the last remaining member of XKR, doing exactly that. Gonna be you're gonna be pushing into these Evo Harvesters a lot more strategically than you probably would in the ranked and the BR modes. Realizing that once you get these shields up, it's gonna take that much longer to break those melees. But yes, the new challenges are out. Played a little bit of Seer today, actually, in ranked. Not Seer, Fuse in ranked. And it's quite interesting because everybody else in ranked is also running a Fuse con. So there's a lot of times where, you might be able to get late game and not really have too many issues. Now you start to get late game and all of a sudden there's 4 different Fuse nades going off at your feet. So it does make it a little difficult, but... I definitely, I was also at the hand of a lot of those fuse ults as well, trying to get my challenges complete. But I believe they drop, little just for reference, Tuesdays around 1 p.m. EST. That's when they drop a lot of their updates in Apex Legends. So still a little bit of a slower game as of right now. Not a lot of teams taking these early contests. We do have a couple teams here you can see with some kills. ANC, a couple kills to their name. Other ANC. I don't even know why ANC is up. That's okay. That was probably me anyway. But you can see pop boats. It's Camoran Buxt. They do have quite a few kills themselves. Buxt already with 3. If you have ever come over here to twitch.tv/Mazita and tuned in for our Ladies Nights events, you should be relatively familiar with Camor. Absolutely led the way at the end of last year, 2023, in our Ladies Night events. Herself alongside Team Quieto, or whatever other random name they decided to use that event. But Camor, I believe, won our last 3 last year in 2023. 2R1C going for one hell of a rotation. They're inside of the Trident, going for the wide rotate here. They will have a little bit of an interesting pathway as they're going to have to pass through numerous teams, including that of Roar XD, Mr. Woodland Chuck, and Goat PS. Oh, okay. If you already have Fuse done, then good on you, mate. Good on you. I'm not 100% sure who will be next, no. I'm not sure. I'm really not. I know that of the Locked Legends, I don't really have a problem playing a lot of them. But man, am I just butchering it with Fusey. Roar XD in trouble. Woodland Chunk. I've always called him Woodland Chuck, like a little, you know, weasel animal, but Woodland going to be running away here from his opponents, trying to stay alive. He's a pretty one-shot Wraith, and as you can see, the Mirage Horizon directly behind him. In chase, that Arcstar is going to come out, going to be able to go up this balloon, no problem whatsoever. No guns being fired at him. Just an absolutely boatload of grenades. A clutch play here to go into the void. Unfortunately, mistimes just a touch as Woodland is on the run. This should be a relatively long run here out of Woodland, unless there is going to be a portal thrown. Don't see that coming just yet. Roar XD going to be finally eliminated there. Mandy Pink able to take down Woodland, trying to take down the Loba now. Here's Poptos again on the aggression of another attack. Just multiple grenades coming out here, using the Catalyst Horizon combination. Almost looks like they gave a super glide jump, if you will. Horizon uses that clutch little armor there, that piece right on her back. Bounces an actual frag grenade off of it, keeps the frag grenade in the door. I do believe she got a shield off. She did get the shield off. Now she's unable to actually get off of the building. Pop Oats really trying to take things down here for this Horizon. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll come back to them in just a minute. Los Licks, we are on with Den Pride and GEs. Also trying to get away right now. This is actually turned into a terrible idea, chat. I'm not sure 100% what we're doing, trying to bring people into this and, you know, only have them do melee and go absolutely crazy. It's Bananasaurus. Can't believe I just said Banana fucking Saurus on stream. Just call it. We're done. Event's over. Sorry, chat. Oh, 10 in TDM. You know what? That's actually really smart. No, it's not even that I was stuck on it, but that's a great call out to just try TDM. Not a huge, like, I do play the LTMs, but I thoroughly enjoy the VR mode. I'm relearning controller in Apex currently, so, you know, one step at a time. But no, good call out. Never would have thought of TDM. Like I said, I'm just not a big TDM player in this. Titanfall, absolutely, but I don't know. Apex it's a different feel for TDM.
I think we should move that way.
I do believe that was a real... Okay.
I think we should move that way.
I thought that was a real one. King Hakai. I believe that's your name. If not, I apologize for saying it wrong. I thought that they were trying to bait them out there and clearly did exactly that. Los Lakes just looking for any action they can get. Two Ratas trying to get back into zone. Uchako, Hyarka. 2R1C, the famed European Pro League team. joining us for Fight Club tonight here in the Proving Grounds. Love the use of the Trident to block off the door. Would like to see this absolutely implemented into all non-necessary Olympus scrims. You know, there's probably enough people interested in Olympus comp, but we could probably do a little something. Jumping over to Grandma Forfeit. She's going for the finish. I'm not really sure what I just did there with third-party view. Sorry about that. I'm bugging everything right now, chat. Andy Jack's going to be playing as a Loba. Love this out of ANC Outplayed to actually bring in the accessibility of grenades and heals later into the game. Something that maybe a lot of people didn't think of going in. You know, the Wraiths are helpful. The Pathfinders are great for charging in, getting those extra punches, potentially third-partying. But ANC Outplayed going a different route, going the Black Hole, Loba grenades routes. I 100% agree. One of my favorite campaigns was Titanfall. Titanfall 2 was not only captivating, action-packed, graphics were stunning, at least on console. I have nothing but bad or good things to say, excuse me, about Titanfall 2 story. Definitely a top 3 story. Gears of War, I would say Gears of War 1 through 3, definitely a top campaign, a top 3 for me, if you will. And also, kind of oddly, really enjoy some of the Ghost Recon stories. Not like a big Milsim player at all, not a huge Call of Duty campaign player, but Ghost Recon, Breakpoint, very good campaign, as did Wildlands, a great campaign. If you're into, you know, very slow, methodical, you know, Splinter Cell-esque kind of games. Fun. ANC Outplayed staring down their food here. 2 Tridents just in front of them, going to be landing on top of this care package. The Black Hole's going to come out. The grenades will come through. Going to do 106 to, I believe, some just utility over there, so not going to matter too much. This is going to be ANC Outplayed up against 2R1C. So you do have 2 very talented teams here, actually vying for these Evo charges. So opening that care package does give you a little bit of extra Evo shield, as you can see here. 2 Ratas, they are on red, which is the only way to bring it down. Beamic, you're captivating and stunning. I will not lie, at the very end of Titanfall 2, I will not give away any spoilers, but a very emotional ending. I, as a grown adult man, wept. I weeped a couple full tears right out of my eyeballs. Love the height. Here, I believe this is ANC Outplayed still. This is not. This is going to be FNX here up against R1C. 24 going to be eliminated. Not even sure who was on 24. Silent Jaheth. It's only game 1. You're not done and out just yet. These games going to be a little bit longer than normal with the use of no guns, and that's okay. We'll sit here, have some convos about random things like Gears of War campaigns, because who hasn't cried in Gears of War campaign, am I right? I mean, come on. All right, 2R1C, they are being pushed in on now. It's going to be FNX up on the aggression here, trying to push their way in to 2R1C. Third party will be coming in. FNX going to be taking damage from the 2R1C gunk earlier on in the previous fight from FNX. FNX still trying to get away from this situation here. They do have the Arc Stars and the frag grenades down. Going to be able to get the stick on the Wraith. This door will blow, however, very quickly. Able to get the break. Gets the opposing stick onto Vitor. Sorry, excuse me. Brezzy able to play a little cheeky dip and dodge there. Worth has gone airborne. Does only have a little bit of shield left. Portal's going to be dropped, but it's not going to matter. We're going into the void. Goodbye. So long. Mandy able to get a kill there up in the kill feed. You see that come through. Able to do damage. Just enough of it. This is how we're going to teach teams to play zone. This is how we're going to do it, chat. We literally just broke the algorithm for Apex Legends. Melee only. Win a game. In zone. Just, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Never actually finished the Gears of War 4 campaign. Never finished 4. And I believe I played 5 for, I don't know, like a week. Like a couple hours here, a couple hours there. And just kind of, I don't know. The game's very different from what it was. You know, not to sound like a purist, but that's just kind of how things are with that game. Giggly and Juan have barricaded themselves inside of a building so wonderfully is really all I can say. They've given themselves numerous angles. We've got a little baby skin here on Owan. Love that Pathfinder skin. Huge fan. We'll jump over to timeline here. Future streams. Trying to get this Wraith kill in quick. They did break Wraith. Gonna be able to get a couple of these thermite ticks. Not gonna be able to do enough. King Hakai did stop at the black market very quickly. You're going to want to be taking down these black markets as you go through the lobby, giving players access to some of the utility. Definitely not going to be the play that you want for the long game here as we get ready to start round number 6. We have 13 squads left, vying for that $100 extra. I love this view here out of Future. I was curious why we were looking down. Makes a little more sense now. Yes, winner take all per game placement only. You could kill every player in this lobby. Break a custom lobby world record. Doesn't matter. First place only. Going to be taking home $100, $50 per player. A very quick and easy way to up your earnings here in Apex Legends, as well as just have some fun. Make some content out of something a little bit different than normal VR style. 240 damage here on Proximity into Grandma Forfeit. If you're unfamiliar with Grandma Forfeit, go look up that name on Twitter. Check out her little bakery. Very, very highly recommended. Eat it myself. Many a treat from Grandma Forfeit's bakery. Over on to ANC outplayed Andy Jax. Getting ready to go down. He's one good punch away, and that's what's going to happen. The Gravity Maw melee comes through. The Horizon Heirloom. Yeah, I think if they brought, I don't know, if they brought something back to Gears of War that made me excited, I would come back, no question. If they introduced a new story, even just, you know, hey, we're doing Ultimate Edition, you know, the Ultimate Edition 2, whatever you will, I would give that a shot again. Gears of War was a very, very fun, engaging, rewarding game. Nothing like a little wall bounce, masher action. But back to the action here on Olympus. We are getting ready to end game number 1. We're just going to hang out on board here with ANC outplayed for the time being. This is what it's going to be until the very, very end. Some nice black holes going to come through from Shex here. That's going to be exceptionally crucial. Map out 4 players, or vote out 4 players here. We're going to see what Game 2's map will be. Sheck's going to go for the respawn here. Did I know I have Twitch drops? No, I did not, but I do love that out of Apex. Just kind of being all-inclusive with their community, giving everybody streaming the game access to these drops here. 13 squads, 20 seconds left. The black holes are going to be coming out. There's also going to be a lot of grenades, and there's probably going to be a PC crash at some point. Teams start to be eliminated very quickly. We are down to 5. ANC, excuse me, this is going to be Aftermath. Not sure why they're named ANC. Greb trying to keep it alive here for AMC. Not going to happen. It's going to be the timelines that come out on top of game number 1. We have a vote live for game number 2. We'll be back with you in just a few when we decide that.
I've come so far, the scars can be my proof. And just when life has given me my moment, I give it back to you to get torn open, to get torn open, to get torn open. Torn open, get torn open, get torn open.
That was one hell of an ending, I have to say. Very, very, very chaotic, I think is the only way to really put that. But it does look like the timeline came out on top of that. We'll verify here after the tournament's over. We'll go through everything together to make sure. Got players in the chat here. I'm not sure if you can see Kimura's message. 50 FPS at the end of that. Absolutely crazy. Does look like we're also going to be going to World's Edge, which really excites me. We're going to save the vote here. We just got 1 minute left. All right, chat, we're getting ready to start game 2 here momentarily. We have the vote in. We'll be moving to World's Edge. We'll be kicking this off in just a minute. That end game was more than a lot. Literally, I'm glad I put in my new graphics card last weekend. Woo! Vote confirmed. We are officially moving to World's Edge with 57% of the votes coming through. Isaacito, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I'm not sure why I yelled that at the top of my lungs, but thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. All right. Let's see if everybody behaved. Excuse me. Let's, again, we got to make sure. These sneaky little devils, I tell you what. Looks like Silent Joseph not going to be able to... I'm not sure if he's disconnecting or just reconnecting. We'll give him a little bit. Totally okay. Do want to confirm with everybody the timeline officially won game number 1. Milliseconds, people. Milliseconds we are talking. Okay. All right, let's see where this ring's gonna go. We're going with a northern pole. I love that. I love that. All right. Let's turn off the music here. Let's focus in. Let's get ready. This final game. All right, here we go. We're back. Is it rare to get the Nessus popping up when you get an Apex win? I believe it's more rare now. I know that we used to have to run around and essentially grab a Nessie from the map itself and carry that all the way to a victory. Honestly, haven't seen it in, quite a while. So I'm not sure if it's honestly still in the game. I do a lot more event planning than I do playing, especially on the Apex Legends side of things, so hoping to make a little more time for that as we move into next month. A little bit of a slower month here in March. So who knows, maybe that means more open events, more goofy events like this. I might even just honestly throw up a face cam stream and have a blast. I don't know. We'll see. But I have been thoroughly enjoying the game this season and just cannot appreciate what the devs have done enough. Over to RoarXD. I do see Goat, the lone solo here in Woodland, trying to get away. Let's do chase view here. This is like an episode of Cops. SWAT team has entered the lower portion of the building. They are chasing Catalyst. Goat trying to stay alive. Running for all Goat's worth. Gonna barricade the door. A beautiful play here out of Goat to give himself a little bit of breathing room. Did miss that. One of the players might have read that out, and that's exactly what happened. We do have a Wraith in chase. Wraith gonna opt to say, you know what? We'll let you go this time, Goat. We will let you go this time. Storm. We'll see what Storm's up to. Not too much. Gonna call out the Evo Harvester up top of Skyhook. Will do, but fair warning, normally don't answer messages during an event. Unless for some reason there's, catastrophic downtime. See what our good friends, the two Rataz, are doing down here. Inside of Geyser, taking their time. Looting to their heart's content. Going to be running the Wraith Catalyst comp. Wraith gets you in and out of danger. Kind of, kicks off that entry frag. Hierarchy going to be playing a little bit, more set back. Maybe playing anchor for his team. And a good thing, because here comes Hunter x Hunter, led by Miss Adil. But that's going to be okay. Geyser's going to be nice and empty for them momentarily. Hold on. I do believe I wanted this actually on, like, the lowest possible. Because it was chopping up my stream the other day. And it made me upset. It made me upset, chat.
Extended supply bin here. I've chosen an upgrade. Skill is the best accessory.
Skill. It's the best accessory. You heard it here. Go check out Papatos. They were popping off. I know. After last game. Actually, I don't know if, let me see if my leaderboard's up. Okay, leaderboard. So this is, if we were actually doing ALGS scoring for the last game, this is what you're looking at. Not a lot of points taking place when there's not a lot of guns. Those points being spread across the top 20, far better. Far more evenly. Definitely getting ready to see some action here as Adil going to be pinned in between cheese lovers Rondon and your fave Tess. Rondon's normally willing to play in pretty much anything I invite him to, and I love that out of Ron.
Let's check out that way.
He just lets me, you know, stay in my lane, and he just kind of plays. We'll go check out Beamic here. Beamic, for those of you who do not know, and if you've ever watched a Boom TV official broadcast, not what we're calling a broadcast here on my channel, Beamic handles a lot of our, not only observing, in-game directing, an absolute wizard when it comes to the broadcast side of the esports world. So, big shout out to Beamic for being willing to, you know, get behind the sticks rather than behind the keyboard. This is going to be some Hidden Valley Ranch down there, getting meleeed from Z-Storm. Unfortunate. Not going to be able to hit those Skynades. Good nade timing out of Beamic. Going to be able to get a secondary Thermite. Really keeping this Wraith at bay. Does unfortunately get stuck. Captain's Wall is going to go up. Beamic is getting close to going down. He's just going to need one punch here. We're going into... Oh, we were going to go into Chase Cam. And unfortunately, Beamic, 25 milligrams and a Dream. Eliminated. I assume the 25 milligrams is only talking about caffeine in the chat because we're very PG. Okay, over in this game. We take things very seriously. And 25 milligrams of caffeine, you know, it's not going to do anything, but... Let's see what Los Licks is going to be up to here. Outside countdown. Do have a couple teams directly in front of them. Check up on our Game 1 winners, the timeline. Future streams in King Hakai on Twitch. Won themselves $100 just for being the last team alive in game number 1. These games definitely going the distance, taking a little bit longer than BR, as we talked about quickly in game 1. To R1C, opting to go out into zone, out into ring. Chaco going to grab a couple of those Evo Harvesters, able to pick that up, net yourself an additional 350 Evo. Only 100 Evo left. I assume on both of them, no, but 100 left on Uchaco, and they will have at least one red Evo shield on their team. Hyarka a little bit longer to go, but that's okay. Once you start opening up some perk bins on the ground, grabbing an Evo Harvester, even scanning different items, opening bins, doing damage, etc., etc. Let the record show you closed your game to change my FPS max after I missed a super glide. That is painful, because we were actually, as you were running from that Wraith, beautiful Thermites, by the way, crispy Thermites. We actually went to go into, you know, third-party chase mode, and by the time I literally clicked it, you were unfortunately no longer with us. But yeah, clutch little Thermites there. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room at the least. Beautiful northeastern circle here. We're going up towards Epicenter. A little tip of Climatizer. I said tip. I know. Let's all laugh about it.
Careful. Hostile landed near me.
I was curious if these players were actually on the train the way that they were chasing each other, so love that. Mandy going to be trying to capitalize. Team here directly in front of her is going to be Kamor. So two teammates going up against each other. Kieto normally utilizing Mandy pick on the roster. Just missed that, unfortunately. Hits the player for flesh. Not going to be able to chase him quick enough as Amarello does fall down there. Portal will come out. Mandy going to try and get her teammate out of this. Going to go down low here at train station, open the door and the portal. Now she's just got to try and crawl, utilizing the shield. Does get finished, unfortunately. Grabs the banner. A clutch play out of Mandy to give herself a little bit of room and try and get away here. Again, we'll go into chase cam here. Horizon is no longer on the heel. She's decided to say no thank you. Quite frankly, a good play. Good play. Here comes the respawn.
Careful. Hostile landed near me.
Sorry about that, chat. Got a question in Discord, and Discord comes first. Players that have questions come first. Hey, Mandy back in it. Camarillo.
You brought me
Able
back.
to respawned
Got
back
an
in.
upgrade.
Alright, we have that player also now. I love this. Aftermath Esports sitting up top of Epicenter, just outside Survey Camp. Do love that. They've got themselves quite the high ground. Here as they get ready to take on the world. NCL Bleed still playing very south right now on the zone. They are down just below Monument, giving themselves quite a path here. As Circle gets ready to close, 57 seconds. Still plenty of time for them to get situated, grab as many grenades as possible. Andy Jackson, you can see he was taking a little bit of damage there, but that was because he was outside of zone. That's okay. We do allow, you know, edge players here in this specific scenario. So help me. So help me. Roar XD has given themselves quite the vantage point. You've got the Catalyst and the Horizon for height. You've got things blocked off, and now you have Tess and 2R1C in a fight. This is going to be Rondon trying to keep dreams alive for Cheese Lovers. He's going into we're going into third person. Rondon not able to get away from that slide as quickly as we would have liked, trying to get up over these rocks. We're going to stay in chase cam for the moment. I think I've gotten 2 stickers ever since this has been out. The whole gifting stickers thing, but I do know gifting was a little bit bugged. So I'm sure that'll be, you know, coming in the next week's patch here on Tuesday. But no, I have not gotten any, but thank you so much for sending them. It's unfortunate that it's bugged right now, because I know there's a lot of people, like, even if I send them to a friend or something like that, I know that they're not receiving them just yet. Whoop! All right, just tries to go for it. But there, Rondon on the run. Still trying to get away from this Horizon who has not given up hope just yet. I'm not even sure where we are anymore. So Prezi and Shinx are the ones chasing them for the time being. We do have some players sitting directly above them. Not going to be opting to chase that down just yet. When are we ranking? I mean, I'll probably play a couple games tomorrow afternoon if you're down. I am, just so you know, I just got out of Rookie. I just got to Silver. I'm sorry, I don't play a lot of ranked. I get to play like 2 games here and there in between meetings. But other than that, I'm absolutely down to play. Oh, and I'm relearning controller. And I'm also playing on a new sense. So if you're interested in that, I'm your guy.
Over there.
Timeline, the winners of game number 1. The only team currently able to go for a 2-peat, trying to do exactly that. Unfortunately, they will lose future streams. No worries there. King says, I'll come back and get you. I don't know if he actually said, I'll come back and get you. That, obviously, you know, just a guess. I don't know what players are saying. I don't have their voice comms open. Little nade out of King there. Going to try and keep the team that was pushing up towards him at bay. I do see what I believe. Can't tell if that's a rampage. It does look like a rampage. We'll just leave that on the ground. We don't want guns anyway. Bet, sir.
Wingman here.
I think my last meeting tomorrow is probably gonna end like 4:30 Eastern. So I'll probably play a couple games before I dip out for the weekend with Mrs. Oh, word, yeah. No, I could care less about the RP. I just want to do silly shit with silly people. No, Den Pride does have the movement here on the zip line,
Might be something good
although
this
he
one.
is outmaneuvering nobody. This is going to be a cheeky little play here. The full size? No, I do not. No, I'm a 60 user. I even have my controller plugged in, but I'm also not a professional observer, so I don't really need a 60 keyboard. You know? I don't numpad that much, and when I do, it's only for a little bit, and, you know, Google takes over and they do their Google spreadsheet things. But no, very, very much a 60 user. Love the little shot there out of Camarillo. Give themselves a little bit of room. Mandy does jump down very quickly, tries to take the aggression on this. This is going to be, unfortunately for Mandy, I believe, what a beautiful bait to get them up and in to the Catalyst Wall. Catalyst Wall, of course, affecting your vision. Team is able to opt out of that very quickly, though. Mandy and Camarillo now going to be taking a little bit of damage. Mads, they have rotated up here into the northwestern corner of Climate. As you can see here, we've got 14 squads remaining. We're almost into the 6th circle. Everyone's starting to find their place to call home. How's the Hedgehog? The Hedgehog's great, actually. She's going to be turning 4 next month, which is wonderful. Most Hedgehogs, you know, are not as lucky to live as long as she has. But yeah, she's going to be turning 4. Literally was picking on her earlier because she comes out in the daytime. If it gets a little cold in her little house, despite them being nocturnal, they come out during the day and just kind of lay on her. So I got to upset her a little bit earlier when I was saying hello, or, you know, generally existing. If you walk by her cage, she kind of huffs. But she's doing great. She's doing great. Rav gonna get the finish there on Camarillo. That's gonna be unfortunate for Mandy. Mandy now the only remaining player on her team. Adil and Isaac Cito. Again, if I'm saying your name wrong, I am sorry. Please correct me. Always open to corrections. Unless I'm right. No initiations just yet. Does look like that Horizon had a grenade in their hand. Here comes the Thermite onto Hunter. Hunter going to be missing both of the Thermites. Only really gatekeeping themselves now. ANC outplayed, going to be eliminated. An early exit here for Jax and Shex. But in 1 minute, this circle will start to close. We're in game, whatever game we're in. Game number 2, excuse me. To any players who are dead, I am setting up the Game 3 map vote currently. Especially before we close this. Alright, we'll do that. We'll give it another 5-minute runtime. Beautiful. All right, going to try and very, very quickly get some of the extra grenades here. Adil playing a very clutch Loba, a late-game Black Market. Gonna want to try and keep the other teams away from this. Give it a little close there. And that's exactly what takes place. The zone has begun to close. All right, we're good. Keep on, so. Yeah, those ones are kind of helpful. I'm not gonna lie. My biggest complaint, being and really my only complaint, is that my keybinds reset when I start and stop the game. That's my only complaint. Other than that, I should probably just set those up for my Steam Deck. Because I do love using Steam Deck for things when possible. All right, circle beginning to close. 45 seconds, 12 squads remaining. We're going into the final bout here. As we saw last time, the timeline did come out on top. Now, I do believe the timeline's officially eliminated. I'm not even going to try and go through that because it's not alphabetical for the time being, and boy, do I love things alphabetically. We do have Isaac Cito inside of Portal, trying to give themselves as much rift around the bottom as possible. Going to delay that tick in health once they're inside of Portal. It may be only just a little bit, but you can see here, Isaac Cito keeping his OC Dreams alive only for a little bit. However, Stalezy now going to be the last remaining player for AM, and it's going to be Los Licks that come out on top of game number 1 in another absolutely chaos-filled ending. We'll be back soon with game number 3 and the results of what map is going to be played.
We have our Apex champions.
Speaking of Turbo, BMIC, I'm actually gonna buy Twitch Turbo. I'm sick of not having it.
I'll be gone in a second. I'll be fine. We'll be lost here forever. You'll be mine. I wanna know you better. I wanna lift up pressure. I wanna know you better. I wanna lift up pressure. I wanna know you better. I wanna live,
For anybody curious, do want to let everybody know there are only 3 maps currently up for grabs, and that is because there are only, unfortunately, 3 maps inside of customs, those being Worlds, Storm, and Olympus. Only a minute left. It looks like we are going to be moving to Storm Point. I love that the players are taking it upon themselves to actually vote in new maps. They don't want to play the same maps, and I understand that. I respect that. All right, we were just waiting for GOAT there, so we do have GOAT back in action. If you can't tell, chat, they really want me to start the game. Really, really badly. But 92% of votes coming through were directed to Storm Point. So congratulations to the timeline. Congratulations to Los Licks. Let's kick off game number 3, shall we? Does look like Los Licks. They came out on top of game number 2. And I do believe Den Pride going to be moving towards a sub in game 4 moving forward. Keep you updated on that, though. We'll keep you updated. I know as much as you guys right now. Okay?
Reckon we ought to land over there, darlings.
Just making sure I can see Discord.
Till death us
That's the
sever.
important part. All right, let's see. We got a, excuse me, I almost said northeastern, a southeastern pull here
Let's land here.
for the first zone of game number 3. Again, players are the ones calling what maps will be played. There's a voting section in Discord that goes live a few minutes before a game ends. And then a few minutes after the game is ended, that vote will come to a conclusion. So far, we have already played Olympus, and we just came off of World's Edge. So we're moving into Storm Point here. Game number 3, Los Licks will jump on board with them first. Our game 2 winners. And then I will, let's see if I can find the timeline now where they are. They're literally slot number 1, so that'll be extremely easy. We'll jump over and keep an eye on them as well. Our 2 winners so far. Very simple rules. No punching. Or excuse me, only punching, only grenades, no guns. No ultimate abilities from any of the, obviously, banned legends that you shouldn't be using anyway. Speaking of which, just give a little look-sees here. Make sure everybody's using legends they should be, and they are. You love to see that. It only took one little tester lobby, if you will. So basically, goal here, get as big of a backpack as you can, get as many heals as you can, get as many grenades as you can. The use of redeploy balloons, the use of respawn beacons, the use of crafters is allowed. Players should not be picking up any guns, just very clear. Should not be picking up any weaponry that will help them in whatsoever type of way, and that includes shooting down loot bots that are flying over World's Edge. Won't have to worry about that here, though. The only thing you're going to see is opposing players flying in at you quicker than you could possibly imagine. I love that 2R1C. For those who don't know, 2R1C utilizes the Downed Beast POI quite a bit in competitive, so I love to see that 2R1C. It not only went all the way over to Downed Beast, but now they're clearly on board a Trident, unless Hyarka has activated his speed tax. He has. This is not even a Trident. This is Hyarka. He's the fastest Apex Legends Horizon you're ever going to see. And I'm so sorry, everyone. Apparently, in about 1.5 minutes, you're going to get an ad break. Ad break auto roll. We love it. We hate it. 2R1C on the heels of ANC outplayed. Yes, ANC 2R1C. I know it gets a little confusing. I'll help you with the acronyms. Jax able to block off that door. Cheeky little Jax. Cheeky Jax. The team we haven't watched really yet at all is going to be Team Giggly. The LG Giggle Autumn. Probably the most prolific caustic player in Apex Legends. And I cannot imagine her devastation when she looked at the legends that were allowed for this event and realized caustic is one of the first ones, because I put it alphabetical, of course. But Giggle's still putting on a show here, trying to earn her share of that prize money. Everybody wants a little bit of cash. And you know what? 50 bucks is 50 bucks, chat, okay? For playing some Apex Legends and just winning a game, imagine if you got paid to win in pubs. Just think about it. Every win, $50. That's a Domino's. That's a Pizza Hut. That's whichever pizza company is going to pay me more to promote than Domino's Pizza Hut. Do that, Little Caesars. Let's have a conversation. I will literally eat your breadsticks on stream. Uchako going to be picking up the Evo Harvester yet again. This has been the 2R1C strategy across the first 3 games. Get as much Evo as possible early on. You can see Uchako right now needs 2,000 Evo to actually get up to that red shield. Going to give him an extra bar of shields completely across the board. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're also going to try and make my frame rate skip for whatever reason. That engine was just a little awkward. FNX now running from Baldur's Gate 2's LG I think that's Kathleen. I don't want to say your name wrong either, but I do really love the fact that you got the Wraith Heirloom recolor. Gonna be going for the respawn here. Alita, unfortunately, did fall earlier on in the game. And that's okay. Baldur's Gate 2 about to become the Baldur's Gate duo. Maybe Branch, my game's also frozen chat. Don't worry, it's coming back. See? It's coming back. It does that every once in a while. It's okay. Right back in. 25 milligrams and a dream. BMIC trying to take Ranch to victory. They've got a Fast and Furious style setup here. It doesn't matter if you win by a quarter mile or an inch. They're going to park the Tridents right next to each other, making sure that when they come out of their appointment here, put inside the loop bin. The Tridents are easily accessible. Also going to be able to help them kind of funnel players in as needed. But we're on board now with an FNX RVN7. That was a tongue twister to say. Going to be a quick little hit there on the horizon, able to hit for 60. Does unfortunately get stuck, not able to get that catalyst utility down far enough to jump over to the house. A beautiful thermite pushes the horizon right through it. Unable to make the connection there. And very quickly, RVN on the heels. Third-party potential is coming. We've got 5 teams moving into this northwestern, only barely playable corner of zone. Not a lot of buildings over here to use. Plenty of space to hide. And luckily for those 2 players in front of Ranch, there is not vehicle damage with the Trident. It would be a very fun mode. Every once in a while, you know, a Trident kind of just randomly spawns in game with the ability to do it. I would say a touch of damage, not, you know, break shield, become overpowered, like, you know, Season 20 Day 1 Wingman damage, but it would be able to do some. And I think it would be a fun mode, kind of like a bumper car-esque. Put it on World's Edge, we'll call it a day. We'll set up a little racetrack, you know, get the fans going. It'll be a blast. Gonna throw that air nade up, a great play out of Vitor and Worth. We're able to get away. Fisher College going to be eliminated there. Top right of your screen. We'll keep an eye on those eliminations. We also jump on board with Giggly. Giggles taking some damage. That's going to be O1 now, trying to stay alive on the other side of the Catalyst Wall. Throws the Thermite through. Able to get the Arc Star out. And just like that, now the little Spider's going to be coming over to try and get some action. Spider's going to come over to it. Touch of damage here, I imagine, as it makes its way up. O1 will be able to get out of dodge. No need for a further chase cam on that one. UR1C again, they've got themselves situated. Zero love given. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to see that you were able to get through Boston traffic and join us here for Fight.
Danger near you. You're in view of the enemy.
Zero probably just had the same idea I did. You know, this is not pubs. It's kind of weird to just sit there and watch your opponents drive by you. It unfortunately does not have the Arc Stars to really capitalize on that.
Grenade here.
Does have a couple frags, and Control Ghost also looking to see what can be accessed.
Thank you, darling.
I say we move there.
Gonna do a little bit of nade sharing, and I really like the play out of Zero Love here. Gonna give themselves some launchpad verticality, also close to the next zone in case they need to make that rotation. They were coming in a little bit late, so it's a pretty safe assumption that some of these larger buildings inside of next zone,
Syringe here.
if they do have that zone knowledge, would be taken up. But they've done a great job if they can get directly
package over there.
above them, giving themselves plenty of high ground, plenty of utility, and rotation options. Control gonna take the easy way up. Barely bumps their way up. Not gonna hit that survey beacon. No scan legends. I don't think I actually saw a single person playing Bloodhound. I did not. Pathfinder, unfortunately, nerfed into the ground.
This could get
Poor guy.
interesting.
Can't even scan anymore. He's just a happy little Pathfinder. to see. So this is going to be
I say we move
Aftermath. Sitting down beneath Zero Love and Control Ghost. Also playing a little bit of a launchpad game. Has given themselves a little bit of that ring knowledge. You can see how the ring is now green, which means it's visible to the end user. The Trident's going around.
Care package over there.
Just continual Trident noise. It literally sounds like one of those days at the racetracks where the cars are just continually doing laps. Everybody's going crazy. Los Licks, again, your game 2 winners. They've already netted themselves $100. The win, and they add a little bit more to the bank. Why not try, right? Why not try?
Let's head not to
R1C has found themselves a home inside of the devastated coast. Here comes ANC outplayed. Here comes XKR. Aftermath has joined. Here comes BMIC and Ranch. Here comes Mad Mike. And Rondon and Tess hanging out just outside a ring here to the south corner. Giving themselves a little bit of time to get in zone. They're doing a smart play here. Very short little bout into zone. You can take a zip line if you'd like. Probably not going to be the play that they opt to go with, but we'll go for a little bit of healing inside of zone. I knew the moment Rondon asked if tournament mode would be on. His plans for the long, long
I wonder what we'll find over there.
opting to go all the way over to the edge to get themselves that Evo Harvester. They get it. They're up to the red Evo shields. Again, just a very different strategy we're seeing on a lot of these players here. You don't have to worry about kills. The only placement that matters is first. So spending, you know, those first couple rounds, even into round 3 as it's starting to close now, spending that time going around grabbing Evo Harvesters, bins that include extra bonuses for your teammates so you can get even that extra 100 Evo, exceptionally crucial. Doing damage will only get you so far on the Evo shield leveling up here inside of Season 20, a completely new shield system, which I must say, I'm a very big fan of so far. And if you disagree, that's because you rely on shield swaps to stay alive. And I don't. Because I'm normally dead. That's okay. Ranch and BMIC here taking their time, driving around the devastated coast. We've got 22 teams right now inside of round 3. One of the healthiest lobbies we've seen thus far. I think we had 17 going into the last one. And then I'm sure as we get towards the end of the game, when the grenades start flying, the melees stop. The black holes come through. Den Pride is in trouble. Lost Licks in danger currently of losing the potential 2-peat. Den Pride taking a little bit of extra damage. That would put him safely into zone. And he's going to shoot himself up over across the playable area. Puts himself on the southern corner of Devastated Coast.
You're in view of the enemy.
I really like this position here out of Den Pride. Comes and lands right on the actual launcher. Got the Tridents out in the middle of the water. They're not going to work great. Once they're out in the water, they will take water damage. It is just science. Melee is going to come up. Den Pride not going to be able to actually do too much here. The Catalyst playing hard to get.
Making contact with enemy.
This is going to be Karev and Staleezy, which makes a little bit more sense. They're going to be hard to get here as Aftermath currently, I'd say on the run, but it's kind of like this weird mutual chasing each other around. Kathleen is able to take down V-House up top right of the screen. Another Thermite's going to come down into the water. Everyone going to be able to get out of that one A-OK. Baldur's Gate 2. This was the team very early on. Okay, we jumped over to Kat. Check on what was going on. She was actually in the process of getting Alita spawned back into the game. Now Alita is back into the game. There's a kill on Kat. There's an assist over here on Alita. Again, kills don't count, but they are a great little boost to guarantee yourselves that much closer to the end.
Hostile right here.
Holding this off for the time being. Uchako going to be taking some damage. Yes, the game's getting a little buggy. You can just ignore that. The frame rate is kind of up in arms. You know, that's what happens when there's 21 teams alive in the 4th zone. There's thermites everywhere. There's melees taking place. See if Uchako and Hyarka can get away from this. They are being chased heavily. Actually, teams directly over here underneath as well that we're also fighting. There's kind of just, there's going to be teams everywhere here. Round is closing and quickly. You can see how quickly that's going to push in Cat and Alita. It's going to push them right into zone. And we are moving into the 5th zone. One more zone left. Going to do a fake little pump there. Shooting into this cannon now could be detrimental in putting you outside of zone to start to take that zone damage. Inside of the 5th zone, going to be a rough one. And I'm actually going to, hold on, chat. Boink. There we go. We're just going to go into free cam here. Nope. We're going to go into free cam here for a second. I want you to just see. Oh, don't do that. That one's a speed one. All right, so we're just going to stay right up here. All right, we're going to watch the chaos from a little bit above here for the time being, because you do have a very unique perspective to what has never been 21, you know, obviously full trios would be possible, but to have 42 players inside of the 5th zone as of right now. The respawns are coming in. I love the Trident way up. Let's go see, shall we? I love the Trident blocking off the door. Not going to be able to come out. Going to be crotched into that side there. Should be able to come out the back end. Okay, they didn't block that off, which you have to love. You see portals all over the place. There's chaos just literally everywhere. See the Horizon lift in the bottom right. There's portals going up top center. All right, we're going to click over to an actual team now. We're back on board with ANC, outplayed, closest team to us. As round 5 has begun to close, you can see this playable area here is going to be all that's left. Now, we are guaranteed to lose some teams on this transition. We're at 21. We'll see what happens when the dust settles after things take place. But there's going to be a few Tridents in this last zone that are going to do just enough annoyance to people to really hurt them. Now, this is going to be, I believe, Beamic and Ranch. They did take an unfortunate hard start of the Trident to stop the mobility out the water. Alright, we'll go up again. There we go. Alright, so here we have it. This is going to be the final round here in game number 6. We're going to leave you on this view for just 1 second. We're going to set up that vote for players as we move into game number 4. Alright, only down to 20. We only lost 1 team on the rotation, which is actually going to be a lower amount than I expected. Especially with this building that was right up here. There was an interesting high ground scenario, but we are still 20 teams remaining, and I just cannot begin to understand what is taking place here in the center. The respawn beacons are out. The respawns are coming in from every single direction. Everyone's riding these balloons up as high as they can, jumping off, minimizing their damage as they drop in. Some catalyst utility at the bottom of those zip lines. We do have ourselves a Trident over here on the northern side of the circle, playing around the bottom of this lift. And we'll move over to this side of the circle very quickly, but you can see we have players on high ground. We have players on low ground. We have players in buildings. We have players in just about every single possible nook and cranny you can imagine, as we're down to just under a minute and a half, and the game is that much closer to being complete. Again, 20 teams, 39 players, and the zone is closing. There will be at least 1 PC crash during this final segment.
I'm vibing the third party thing right now, chat. So if you guys aren't, please tell me. Otherwise, I will probably just keep doing these silly things like this. But look at the view as the circle starts to close. Chaos has ensued. Okay, I'm just gonna try and get right up in the top here. Everyone will start to ride these zip lines. Everyone's going to start to go airborne. Endless utility is all over the map. As you can see, there's black splotches absolutely everywhere. Grenades are going to start to come through. The black hole is going to play a crucial role here. If you can capture your enemies inside of it, Kamor going to get it down on Zero G. This is going to be one of the endings we've been waiting for. Something action-packed, excited, filled with love and grenades. We'll move in just a little bit to avoid the ring. There's a Trident bouncing in the center, as you can see. Trident's going to go airborne. All the players are also starting to go airborne. Grenades coming out even more aggressively as we get ready to close this zone. 13 teams still alive. 12. We're moving down closer to the top 10. We're inside the top 10. And it's only a moment of time now until a winner is determined. 7, 6, 3. Only 2 teams remaining. We have teams inside of Portal, and just like that, it's going to be 2 R1C or 2 Ratas that come out on top. You have to love organized chaos. You have to love it. Congratulations to R1C. Wins game number 3. We'll be back in a moment with game number 4 in the next in Fight Club.
Terrified to see hiding in the darkness, colder when it's twilight. I've been feeling restless. Terrified to see hiding in the darkness, colder when it's twilight. I've been feeling restless.
As of right now, chat, just so everyone's aware, vote is leaning towards Olympus. We got 40 seconds left on that vote. Oh, B-Mick, I'm not setting those up till after the broadcast. You silly goose. Thank you for the follow, Jan. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Apex Legends Proving Grounds. We're currently hosting Fight Club. I should probably click start when we're doing that. So very quick rundown on what's taking place. Hold on. Who's in here? Tag. All right, hold on. We're waiting for Den Pride right now. I'm not sure where Den Pride is.
Yeah, we're just waiting on Den Pride right now, chat, and then we'll be good. Yeah, so quick rundown. We are doing the Proving Grounds Fight Club, which is melee and grenades only. It's been absolutely chaos so far. There are some limited legends in play. I'm just DMing Den Pride real quick. See if he's coming. Okay, now we are actually starting game number 4. Couple different winners tonight. We're loving to see it, huh? We've got the Timeline coming up with game number 1. Lost Licks coming up with game number 2. And 2R1C, or 2 Ratas, as they are labeled in the lobby, winning game number 3. $100 a win. All you have to do is win one game with your duo. You make $100. Again, as mentioned, very limited legends today. Let's I'll pull this up so I can actually, read them out to you guys. Make sure that you are all on the same page as our talented base of players here. Pathfinder, Wraith, Horizon, Catalyst, Loba, Mirage, Seer, and Bloodhound. All allowed for use today. As you can see, a lot of players running a form of Catalyst comp. We've got a Seer in the mixture for the first time. A lot of Wraith Catalyst, a lot of Horizon Catalyst. We've got a couple Horizon Wraiths, as you can see. But these players just kind of, doing things a little bit differently inside of Fight Club. There will also be, well, everybody know, a little bit of a funsies game here at the end of this. Okay, we're all gonna drop into Fight Night, and we're just gonna see what happens. Everybody's gonna drop Fight Night. It's gonna go chaotically, I'm sure. But we'll spectate that as well when the time comes.
That spot's calling to us.
All right, music's officially off. Now we're good. Now we're on board with Giggle. Giggle showing people, if anybody had seen the video, it was actually pretty cool. You could land on those recons prior to a circle actually showing on the map. Hit it for 250 additional Evo, and then after that was over, as the ring actually activated, you would be able to do that yet again, so essentially netting yourself a free blue Evo shield off of Grip. Shout out to Giggle for at least helping me get a couple shields here and there. Your game 3 winners, they're just to the east here of Energy Depot, making their way. Okay, I'd say that. One of them is Jocko, still over in real estate, kind of just taking his time, looting through. You're gonna, you go through gardens, excuse me, and just take your time. You get as many grenades as possible for early on. A couple of each realistically on a blue backpack should be completely doable. Little kunai animation change, yes. We've heard all about it. Did see this fight getting ready to kick off, and that's going to be Ranch and Beamic, completely unfazed. Over here, North Power Grid, we've got Ranch up in the northern portion of Rifts. We've also got Kings & Co. inside of Rift. It looked like there was going to be a little bit of a challenge here. Might be going back to do exactly that. The Pokemon squad trying to get themselves an Evil Harvester. They will be stunned. They're going to get hit very quickly by those sticky art stars that come through. Prezzy's going to have to go airborne. Try and keep things alive for the Pokemon squad. If they get stunned again, going to be an absolute problem. My favorite heirloom. Tough question. Very tough question. I do love the Bloodhound heirloom. I I love it very, very much. It was my first heirloom I got. So definitely have a soft spot for that. However, I also have a soft spot for Pathfinder and Octane heirlooms. Octane because, you know, I mean, it's kind of cool to have the butterfly knife just kind of flipping around. Pathfinder, I do love the gloves. You know, as he's running on screen, it does adhere or interfere. Yeah, it does interfere with the visibility just a touch, but nowhere near enough as to where I would warrant, you know, not wearing an heirloom. So I think that would be, if I had to pick, I'll say Bloodhound. And here's my reasoning. The axe itself looks great. It's a top-notch heirloom. Obviously, not a lot you can do with the heirlooms. They're mostly cosmetic. But way back when Snipedown was participating on the TSM roster, I'll never forget the game on World's Edge that he got spawned in very, very late. I believe it was 6th Circle. Game was already almost over. And Reps and Imperial Hal were using their knockdown shields for Snipedown to actually get a couple downs being respawned back in. It was before you spawned back in with your guns, shields, and everything. So Snipedown came into game with nothing but his Bloodhound heirloom. And if memory serves, he got 2 downs off of that play. Now, there's no extra damage from the heirloom. It wasn't any assistance to him. But because of that reason, I've always had this very fond attachment, besides it being my first heirloom. So, Bloodhound heirloom, final answer. It would also be one of the easiest to 3D print. Okay, I'm done. On board with Ann, C outplayed. We have some players inside of Gardens. We've got players sitting inside of Power Grid. A little bit of player roulette, if you will, making these long rotations. The Tridents coming in play, as we just saw over on Stormpoint. Excuse me. All right, that's okay. We'll be back in just a minute. Favorite heirloom is a race heirloom?
Right here.
What is the race heirloom? A quick, an unfortunate down for Camarillo. They do get stuck by Future Streams. Future Streams, I know where that team is. Up top left, this is going to be the timeline. They came out on top of game at number 1. Looking to do it again. Looking to be the first team to two-peat here in the Proving Grounds Fight Club. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but we're talking about it. I think that's the first time I actually made a Fight Club reference, so you're welcome, Brad Pitt. Shinx doing a little bit of damage up in the top right of your screen. Going to be playing up against FNX. Let's see if we can find FNX here quickly. I believe it's got to be down in this little chaotic bout down here. We're on with, Wraith Heirloom. Okay. Do love the Wraith Heirloom. I love both of her heirlooms. Both the Kieto and the Hope variant of the Kunai knives. Huge, huge fans. The Hope one, I do like the orange glow a little bit better, but big fan of the Wraiths one, so absolute best of luck. It takes most of the time. I think my average heirloom opening is like 270 or... I think it was 370? No, it was 370. It's every, like, 370 packs for the last, I think, 7 heirlooms that I've gotten. Taking their time here just outside of Labs. We do have numerous teams, including the likes of Giggle and Owan23. Trying to break their way just a little bit further into the lobby, doing a wonderful job so far. I love that we can place items on the Tridents now. I want that to stay, personally. I know it was supposed to be patched, but whoever didn't patch it, you have my gratitude. Because this is what makes driving these even more fun. Yeah, autocorrect can be a fun one.
This way.
Does call out the shield battery on the ground. Love that for them to stop and go pick that up very quickly. No DoorDash needed. They just walked over and grabbed it themselves. Future and King High, the timeline, going to get another kill. We pop on over as Future's absolutely just kicks Mandy in the face. And that's going to be Team Mandy eliminated in 23rd. I'm sorry, Mandy, for laughing. It was just spun over and just... That was it. It was one kick and done. Respawn beacons going to be dropped around the area in the map. Even if you're not going to be respawning your teammate anytime soon that you plan on, you may be respawning them sooner than you think. Or worse, you might need it for cover later in the game. Two Rataz on a fight here. It's going to be Uchako going airborne with the Thermite. Hayarka going to be calling out that there is one coming behind him. Going to be doing a little bit of Horizon loop-de-loop. Uchako has taken some damage. Hayarka going to miss a couple of these Kieto melees off rip. This is going to be a nice quick one there on the Horizon. Going to try and just bump them into zone quickly. Unable to get him into zone. I think the way he would have wanted. Does get the break, does get the down. Here comes Hayarka. As of right now, in a 2v1, doing wonders. Able to get another break, and the shield here going to play in favor. Hayarka going to try to get back into zone. Not going to fall for the bait. They will this time, able to get the shield swap, picking up that shield core. Hayarka staying alive, trying to get this first aid off very quickly. Able to do so in the absolute nick of time. Now the shield is broken, however, and that's going to be 2R1C eliminated at the hands of Pokemon Squad's very own Jinx. Coming out as your kill leader with 4.
Over there.
Team's getting a little bit more aggressive now. We were down at 21 over on Storm Point during the closure of the 5th ring. We are now halfway through the closure of the 3rd ring. Still 21 teams, but teams going down a little bit quicker here, playing a little bit of a different aggressive style here on the map. That's the nice thing about swapping up the maps between games, getting a new taste, a new fresh rotation. Circles are not going to pull the same, and as you can see here, we mentioned circles in chat. We did the damn thing, because I mean, look at this. This is going to be chaos.
Might be something good this way.
Over to Hunter x Hunter, Miss Adil, into Isaac Cito. They do have a couple grenades here at the bay. Adil and Isaac, both with a single frag in hand. Not sure if there's going to be anything additional there, so we will come back and probably have a better eye on things here in a moment. Again, as these grenades start to be used up, I don't believe there were going to be any Lobas this late in the game. There's not any Lobas at all in this lobby, so there's not going to be that Loba utility to be able to throw out that black market, really be able to assist them in accessing some of these grenades. So you're going to have to, A, kill the team that you've started attacking and take their utility, or B, find additional utility, which in a map, or excuse me, in a loot pool that is yay big, the limits there are already going to be small. Eagle is going to opt to jump inside of the Trident. Love the fact that she's trying to get the Trident up through the stairs. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure that Trident's going to fit. It is a little bit wider than the stairs are. I'm going to be going ahead using the utility from Catalyst to block off that door. We'll take 6 melees to blow through that door now instead of 2. Yes, I've counted because I've been Catalyst locked out of buildings far too many times to count. And this is the really interesting part. We get later in the game like this, and normally you would just be able to pull out your gun. Things would be absolutely chaos. Okay, but we do have 19 teams now, moving into what's going to be the 5th circle. A couple Tridents in play, as you can see by the players zooming around the map. No one just yet finding that location to call home, except for Kegel TV. The Los Licks solo, pulling it up without Den Pride. It's just going to be Kegel TV here, trying to push things as far as possible for Los Licks. Again, the Game 2 winners, trying to earn a little bit of extra cash. Now, with Kegel being a solo, they definitely just spotted him. With Kegel being a solo, a quick note.
If they win, they will get the full 100. They do not have to split this with their team. They entered the game as solo. They would win as a solo. They will be paid as a solo if it does come down to it. Right now, though, Kegel just playing a very smart edge game, not giving themselves too much. Celia and Saturn Wraith sitting just above that. Here's going to be Shinx over here in the corner. This could be a devastating blow if Kegel is actually able to take them down, but a smart play to rotate away from that, knowing a 1v2 melee battle, to take that 30 damage that you receive from a melee, but you receive it twice. Whether or not you're on that Purple Evil or not, we very quick work, especially if you chain together a couple of these melees. Gonna miss that first melee, unfortunately. Los Licks now looking to be in trouble. This is going to be Saturn and Celia trying to push in here onto Kegel as they're playing edge zone. One frag in hand for Celia. They see him on the other zip line. They're coming up. We'll jump over to Saturn very quickly. Kegel is still alive. Kegel actually able to get out of this yet again, playing with their life. Trying to just find one peaceful little area to call home. 19 teams as we get ready to enter the 5th round of action. You see a Buster here right on top of this player, so I want to make sure, so everyone knows, the Buster Sword is banned from use. This was made very apparent early on, so the Buster Sword not being used. It's okay if you keep it on your back. I understand sometimes people forget to take it off, but I swear to absolute heck, let me just say. Kegel going to be eliminated. Los Licks now, they do not have the opportunity to beat. Here goes Wraith into Portal. And the Horizon trying to get away here from Prezi, able to do so. Gonna try and pick up this shield core here, but I believe it was already picked up, and just like that, Prezi does have the break on the Horizon. Not gonna be able to connect with them quick enough to get that shield battery canceled. Great question. I am in a very interesting spot. I'm normally an SMG player. I have loved the R99. I love the Volt this season, but they're not as adaptable, I think is the way I'm going to say. They're not as reliable as they were in previous seasons. So currently my go-to loadout, especially for early games, is a flatline and a Peacekeeper, or a flatline and an RE45. If, however, I can find an R301 and still have that RE45 in my pocket, happy to do that. Doesn't matter if it's got a digital threat or not on the shotgun or the pistol. Just really loving the feel of the RE45 this season. So flatline has probably got to be, I'd say, my go-to, though, most versatile. Quick hits out of Prezi, able to do the damage needed to break the Horizon. I'm not 100% sure if they have those heals just yet. You hear the Catalyst utility come through. And just like that, she's just going to go airborne again. Not going to matter whatsoever. We will have a very interesting high ground, low ground split as we get ready to go into this final portion. Round number 6, only 1 minute away. What a great time it will be for the Game 5 map vote. Any players here in chat, make sure you head on over to Discord and submit your vote for the final game. World's Edge. Let's see. All right. Get that vote pushed out quickly. 4 players. We're about 2 minutes away from things being done. You can see there, Beamic with a little bit of super glide action. Very proud of himself. He's got to unlock the FPS. Or whatever fancy term he used. I'm not a super glide jumper, just so everybody's aware. I'm not a super glide. I'm not a regular glide. There's no special jumps, okay? We hit the jump button and we just jump. It's coming through onto 25 MG. The Trident's playing absolute spoiler to pretty much anybody right now trying to just, sit out in the open here. We can see a little bit of ring around the Rosie in the center. Looks like we've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2
over here on the edges. I have no idea which character that's going to be, but we'll start to slowly move in with zone as things start to close. We've got an almost dead center circle here. Players will start to go airborne shortly. You'll start to see the utility come out, the vertical accessibility through the balloons. The balloons here, as you can see, they do take damage. Let's just take a little, we'll just take a little cheeky peeky here, right through the center, okay? Love that. Catalyst walls will start to come out. Again, the catalyst walls will do a little bit of vision effect to you if you are not a friendly. Essentially make this everything a nice mute, black and white, not very helpful. Trident's going to start to be dumped here in the center. The Tridents, once you get stuck in those and pushed out of zone, it's going to be hell. Players are going to start to go vertical. The Catalyst walls are going to start to come out. We're going to jump on board with at least a team to see what happens here at the end. Not look down anywhere near as much as I would like to, so we will actually. We're on board with Roar XD. They've made it inside of the top 15. Teams now going to start to get pushed out of this game. Getting pushed out into the ring, they're going to take an abnormal amount of damage, especially being played in the 6th round. Heat shields not in play. Just like that, zone is officially closing. Zone is almost officially closed. On board with ANC outplayed Andy Jax right now, a trampoline professional, riding this balloon up as best as possible. Only a little bit of playable area here. ANC outplayed, eliminated. We're on board with Cheese Lovers. Rondon trying to secure that pizza money, get himself and Tess a little bit of dinner tonight, and unfortunately unable to do it. The Pokemon squad will come out on top of game number 4. We're going to pull up one more vote for players before going into game number 5. We'll see you again very soon.
We have our Apex champions.
Hello, hello, hello. What's good, Haley? Hello, hello, hello. What's good, Haley? B-Mick, I'm glad, because from a POV on this side of things, absolute chaos. But I was saying earlier, and I want to just reiterate, this is going to hopefully teach players to play zone. I am going to save Apex Legends competitive by teaching everyone to play zone. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Yes, do make sure, everyone, to get your votes in. Currently, right now, Stormpoint leading the charge. Does look like we're going to lose a couple players as they get set for scrims. That's okay. You know what? I love that. Go get your scrims in. You move to Team 16. No, I cannot. Your farming clips, I love to hear that. I hope everybody is farming clips. I really do. Voting is complete. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to Stormpoint. 82% of players have spoken. I'm teaching to stay. You know what? At least
At least you're learning. If you're learning something, Mimic, I'm stoked for you, man. I'm stoked. So again, Power World. Power World's a blast. I love Power World. I mean, the misses are... I cannot express how addicted to Power World we do be. All right, we're here. We're loading in to the final game here in the Proving Grounds Fight Club. We're gonna jump on very quick. Pop open that ring. Where are we going for the final time here in the Proving Grounds Fight Club? Chaos has been ensuing for 4 games now. Pokemon Squad, 2R1C, Los Licks, and the Timeline have all won themselves a nice little $100 here to kick off. Beautiful Thursday, happy leap year, all of that. Let's just see who can come out on top. It was a very close game here for Rondon and Tess as they almost made it into that top 3. Once that zone closes, however, you start to take tick damage very, very quickly. Tess playing the vertical role here. Rondon going to be running the Wraith, going to get that portal set up late game. Not sure what happened to... Okay, Team Mandy is in. They were showing as dead, so I was making sure. I was like, how did this happen already? We do have Bucks in a fight already, so we'll jump over to Hop Oats. Kamor now going to be trying to keep things going here. Haven't come out as high as they would have liked to just yet. Going to go for the revive here inside of the building. Love this play. Not going to be able to actually bait the player completely the way that she was hoping for. Going to go for that quick break and go for the revive. Love this interesting play to try and get the bait. Once again does. Kamor now does have the horizon down to Flesh, also down to Flesh herself. Not able to go out this back door, however. You can see the player blocking that off there. And Kamor now in an unfortunate pinch between Pokemon Squad. Pokemon Squad, your winners of game number 4, coming out on top of their first not coming out on top of their first contest. Nice little play here out of Celia. Again, using that beautiful Hope's Dawn variant of the Wraith Heirloom. God, it does look pretty, doesn't it? Doesn't it, chat? Doesn't it? Control Ghost and Zero. Love Given have decided to take on a Prowler's Nest here in an event where I don't know. I like the strategy to clear the nest and give themselves some extra evo. How would you know how many packs you open without counting them in your head? That's a wonderful, it's a great question. All that I do, so every time I get an heirloom, I basically re-up my Apex packs up to 500. So when you open 500 Apex packs, you are guaranteed at some point during that 500 pack opening to get heirloom shards. So my theory is that if I have 500 packs, I open, I don't know, some days I open a couple per kill, some days I don't open any, sometimes I'll go a week without opening anything. But then once I obtain heirloom shards from that initial 500 Apex packs, I basically just re-up to 500, and then I'm guaranteed another. So like right now I'm sitting at, I think, 440 or 440 even. But I just got an heirloom
can't remember. It was not that long ago. I just got some shards. So I have to re-up that pack, you know, back up to 500, and then I'll essentially do it again. But I was very lucky, and I got this pack, I think, within, or I got these shards within, I think, the first, like, 40 Apex packs that I started opening. But unfortunately now, because I own a lot of the skins, I am getting a lot of crafting methods, which is great for the, you know, the recolor shop. Los Licks going to be eliminated top right of the screen. Eliminated early. Not what you wanted to see for Los Licks. I saw a mute. Okay, that's I couldn't find Miss Deal. That's what I was looking for. Gonna miss that, unfortunately. Miss a deal. I love the heads up play to try and get the Wraith before they went through. Little man cannon, but unable to do so. Here comes some more Trident action. It's gonna be 2R1C. Hyarka on a drive-by. Two different Tridents, nonetheless, racing towards a respective meeting point. Gonna go grab some smoothies at the mall, maybe do a little shopping at Forever 21. And then 2R1C will be not only looking to the nines, but they'll be a little bit more comfortable as we get into this circle here. Round one, about a minute and a half out of closing. A northeast circle, you can see up here the dotted ring, not visible by players, unless you have a control or scanning legend, whatever the new setup is. It's still confusing.
Let's check out that way.
Or it's still confusing to me, I'm not gonna lie. Zero Love and Ghost getting ready to push up on question mark. That's going to be LG and Alita. So Cat and Alita trying to hold down here towards Lightning Rod area. They are pretty much one of the only teams in the area keeping an eye on Shinx and Prezi up towards Zeus. They haven't made their move over just yet. Schmalz bringing it home for Fisher College. Sitting in the corner, dancing around a little bit, showing us he does have the moves. Does have 4 Arc Stars inside of the bag. Playing one of the best, well-dressed rat cosplays I've ever seen. Climbing the rocks up nice and high. Absolute silly goose material right here. Absolute silly goose material.
I like the feel of that spot. Let's go.
If you have 100% opened over 500 and your accounts merged successfully across console and PC, if you have 2 accounts, then I do not know. But to my knowledge, every 500 packs you are at least guaranteed one of those as an heirloom shards. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm never going to get smoothies and go to Forever 21. Smoothies? Absolutely. But they do not make clothes there for gentlemen who are 6'2".
Let's head that way.
So Forever 21 might not be, you know, the my go-to shopping store. Giggle has made their way up into zone. Plenty of space up here in Lightning Rod in this next zone for the time being. Getting yourself locked into Command Center would be quite a position to be in as we move into this next zone just here in a little bit. Only a minute out. The second circle closing. And very quickly, Baldur's Gate versus Team Giggle. Roar XD going to be eliminated top right of the screen. We're down to the top 20. Excuse me very much. Beautiful stick out of Alita, able to hit that catalyst. Door will be reinforced. So again, will take numerous kicks to get through this, but able to do a little bit of help there with the Thermite. Jumping over to Cat. Cat does have a very different angle. Unfortunately, the door does get blocked back up very quickly. And I don't believe Cat at this time has access. The way that she was hoping for was potentially looking to go in there and kind of just Wraith grief. These players for the time being inside still healing up. The punch comes through. Alita actually takes a little bit of damage there. Tries to bait the players inside, which I actually really like this play. Alita and Cat are airborne, trying to keep an eye on these players as they just pin them down essentially and play with their food. Now here comes one of the teams that not only could, but would play spoiler. That's going to be 2R1C, the two Ratas, coming out of a big, I believe it was a game 3 win when we were over on Olympus. Let's avoid doing that again, shall we, chat? Olympus for a melee only fight.
Care package.
Chaos.
That way calls to me.
Wraith does have some cool ones. Wraith has some very cool ones. Almost gets the hit there from Uchako. That hit, had it connected just a little bit sooner, would have actually forced the player off of the map and counted as a kill.
That way calls to me.
That would have been a devastating end there. Going to be taking some Rin damage. That's going to be Tess and Rondon. Let's go see what they're up to down here. Future. Now, the timeline is the team that came out on top of game number 1, but right now, Future going to be timing this very precisely to get healed and hopefully get back into zone. Rondon, Tess, unfortunately going to fall. Cheese Lovers will be out. 19th place. I've never heard of Sullen. I really like Etsy. That's one of my favorite clothing brands. I like, funny little shirts. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of. I don't have like a favorite clothing brand. If I see clothes that I like, those are the clothes I get. Like I bought a silly Severus Snape shirt the other day off Etsy for $25, and it looks like a 90s like. I don't know, one of those really corny shirts with like the moon and the wolves. There's like 4 wolves around it. Well, it's multiple different variations of Severus, and that's my current new favorite shirt. King Hakai is taking damage here inside of zone. They've got one hell of a trek to go. No heat shields inside of tournament mode, remember, so players do have to essentially just rely on the heals they have. Portal will come through very quickly from Hakai. Future able to get that heal off. Going to go for another heal very quickly. Going to utilize as much of this Rift energy as possible. I have played Overwatch in the past. I learned the game. I probably spent like a month playing to learn it for a tournament actually that we were hosting for Lulu Lovely. And it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's a good game. It's just not my style of game. I work best in teams of 2 or teams of 3. Teams of 5, oh my god. Timeline here, they were able to actually survive the rotation through Storm. Huge congratulations to Timeline, even successfully getting through that. Passion TV, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Schmalz holding it in for Fisher College, moving in very slowly, very methodically, was able to pick up a couple additional Arc Stars. This is going to be a little bit interesting here. Luxaki does realize the player, does realize Schmalz. Schmalz now actually on the, I was going to say kind of like an offensive rotation there, but able to secretly, quietly get themselves away. Celia will be coming in from behind. A little bit split. Saturn Wraith, the teammate. This is where that door audio will come into play, and Celia giving away that position from Schmalz. Schmalz actually able to make this rotation without having to engage in Celia. There's no way. Celia definitely just saw them. Okay, Celia definitely has eyes on, and that's okay. A little bit of hop, 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 dance, dance, dance. Schmalz going to go on the aggressive. Celia says, no, thank you. Just going to opt out of this. Schmalz going to, unfortunately, now going to have to waste a couple of those grenades. Only 3 thermite. Yep. Little friendly dance. Tries to do the bait stick. I'm not 100% sure what's going to come out of this fight, but we will keep an eye on the kill feed. I think is really the only thing I can say. Uchako has taken up the role of a bird. A beautiful, beautiful bird. High ground, absolutely. Visibility, more than you've ever seen in your life. And look at that, 9 arc stars, 6 frags here for Hyarka. So Hyarka going to be playing a little bit of ground Grenadier. Going to be throwing those frags to try and get them to explode as quickly as possible. Uchako able to use some of these arc stars to not only hold off players that might potentially push up in. Ah, you're good, Haley. I appreciate you tuning in anyway. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, could have been potentially clip of the absolutely tournament if Uchako was able to get those players inside of the actual launcher. Could have been a great little clutch. Yeah, Haley, the ads are something else tonight. Really sorry about that. But if I don't turn them on auto roll, then they're all going to roll at like 1 point at the top of the hour. It's going to be like 17 ads. And then people are going to be like, thanks, Mazita, for not letting me see anything, dude. And then I'm just going to be like, whatever. So we're just going to let them do the actual ad roll thing. But I appreciate you hanging out with them. I know they're not a lot of fun learning about life insurance and Hyundais. Good shot there out of Uchako. Launches Shex into the abyss. That's what we wanted to see. ANC outplayed, no problem whatsoever. Shex is going to come back on over. But Uchako, you know he's excited about that hit. I can hear him and Hyarka giggling to each other as they made that successful play.
That spot's
Misadil, Isaac Sito, they are sitting very comfortably up here on the northern end of the circle. You can see they've got plenty of area to work with. Unfortunately, though, for Camarillo, we're just spotted. Excuse me, I know you guys are hearing that beep. That's my mute button. I don't trust it. If the audio's off, I don't trust it. Say something weird. Have you guys freak out like I'm giving away free candy or something. No free candy here. Just free entertainment in the Proving Grounds Fight Club. Melee and grenades only. The players, or excuse me, the legends that are allowed, their utilities and ultimates allowed. As you can see, a lot of players opting to go Wraith, Horizon, or Catalyst. Doing a little bit of passage damage over time. Totally okay. We just don't want things to be crazy with caustics and fuses and all sorts of things. Camarillo unable to secure their radio tower pole. Now going to have to opt out of it, taking the Wraith melees to the back. We are now into chase cam as Pathfinder's trying to get away. Camarillo trying to keep things alive for the team, able to do so for the time being. Now it's just going to be a matter of actually getting this shield cell off, able to go for the pull away. Camarillo now just trying. I think Camarillo might be in a good spot. I don't know why Twitch is holding LMFAO. Only getting a new phone next Friday. Love to hear that. Do you know what you're gonna get? I personally am. I'm also on the fence for a new phone very soon. I think I got like 2 months till I'm ready to upgrade, and then I think I'll pull the trigger. Now that the iPhone 15's been out for a few months, people have gotten rid of the bugs. I know that the iOS 17 developer software is a wreck, but totally okay. That sounds like an easy win to me, Little Dom. You know what I'm talking about? Easy win. 3 squads left in the first circle. Just shoot your gun a couple times. There's clearly a sweaty team in the lobby, so we'll push up very, very quickly. Camarillo will potentially get baited off of this. You can see what he was doing, and that's what Uchako was trying to do earlier, is actually launch players into the zone, which is exactly what happens here. That went right through the camera, right into the lift, missed the lift, unfortunately, and that's going to be Team Mandy. This is where Team Mandy, unfortunately, is going to finish right here inside
Let's explore this
of the actual lift box. 2R1C playing bully to anyone who's deciding to sit on top of these launch pads. We've got 12 seconds left. The zone is going to start to close right here in the open. We've got plenty of teams on the southern side. We're not going under the map today. We are going airborne, keeping an eye on where all of these teams are located as this final zone here in Fight Club is ready to close out. We've got a wonderful little, you can see that looks like an S. I'm assuming for sandwich because anybody else is going to be like me. Okay, there we go. We'll get a nice little, a center down view. We can watch a bunch of these players rotate in from different angles. Now, the one thing we did see last game is going to be a lot of that verticality coming out. So we're going to be curious to see who wasn't using some of those actual balloons for resource to get themselves up to these circles earlier on. Who's going to be using them here later in the game? Celia going to try and get herself up on top. Oh, the light pole does exactly that. Has not taken an arc star just yet. We do have a stick directly beneath her. Going to actually do some damage as the Horizon goes airborne. No, 14 teams alive for the timeline. This was the team that won game number 1. Your favorite SMG, and you got the wingman from the care package. That sounds like a win to me. Game of rank earlier when I was playing, I had the wingman out, and let's just say, you win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? All right, we're going to go airborne here as things start to get a little more chaotic. The Wraith portals are going to come out. The airborne utility from the Horizon will come out. The redeploy balloon is out with 92% damage. Plenty of damage left here as we have 14 squads, a catalyst wall coming out. We're going to go airborne a little bit higher, take a more direct downward view into the chaos that is the Proving Grounds Fight Club as we get ready to close out game number 5. $100 to the team who is left standing. The grenades come through. We're just keeping an overview here. 10 squads remaining. 9 squads, 8 squads. The chaos is out. The black holes are flying. The grenades are coming through. 25 milligrams in. A Dream eliminated. 2 Rataz, 2 R1C will be eliminated. And Team Pit will be your winner here in game number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Death Box Central. That was a fun one. That was a fun one, huh, chat? You know, it was different than I expected. A lot of chaos, but hold on one second. I do believe I do believe we might be we're waiting to see what the players want to do here. Okay, but it does look like a lot of the players are going to be heading out, and that's okay. So we'll kick up the tunes here. You know what we need? We need a better song. Here we go. A little more upbeat. A little exciting. We can actually check the match summaries right here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful offering. Thanks to our good friends at EA and Respawn for setting all of this up. Here's the match summary. Your game 1 winners. So match 1 did not count because we had players with the incorrect legends. I know, chat. So game number 1 officially won by the Timeline, netting themselves $100. Not a bad way to play some Apex Legends. Game number 2 is going to go to Los Licks, as it does Los Not Loads. That's okay. Yeah, Los Licks, they just don't want to get the they just don't want the fame apparently, and that's okay. 2R1C is going to come out on top of game number 3, a big win. They come out with 9 kills here. 9 kills in a melee-only tournament. It's kind of barbaric. Max level 45. Nice job. Done that yesterday. Oh, word. Look at that. iPhone 15. Congratulations. Pokemon Squad coming out on top of game number 4. Look at the kill count. 14
this is the game Rondon and Tess had almost won on Olympus. 2 games back. Bases loaded. And unfortunately, just a little bit ways away. 7 kills. Still very respectable, but 14. Congratulations to Pokemon Squad. And this, we joked about this a little bit in the Discord earlier on before the tournament actually started. Woody, excuse me as I hiccup, burp, whatever. I'm very disgusting. I apologize, chat. Team Pit, though. This is what we were talking about, joking about a little bit in the Discord before the tournament started. Would it be possible for a team to win today without kills? Team Pit proves it possible. 2R1C going to finish there out with 11 kills. Eepy coming in, still able to get 6, but Team Pit comes out on top. All you have to do is play just a little bit of strategy, and you're actually golden. If you can win without the kills, then good for you. Clutchy, my man, if you're still in here, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for grabbing clips this evening. Absolutely good for the 3. Again, appreciate you as always. But yes, congratulations to all of the teams earning themselves a little bit of money. It's going to be Timeline, Los Licks, 2R1C, Pokemon Squad, and Team Pit. King Hakai, hello, congratulations. How we get our fat stacks? I'll tell you what, I'm going to ping you guys in Discord here in a little bit before I hop off for the evening. We'll get you guys all set up with payout forms. Now the question, chat, who's live? Anybody live? Please don't let me hear myself. Who's live right now? Let's send a little love to somebody here. Kyrie is currently live with 23. Complex is live. We are going to actually send over a raid to Frosty Girl. If you're not familiar with the Apex Legends comp scene, for the female Apex Legends comp scene, I suggest you get familiar. This Frosty is going to show you how things are done. Thank you, everyone, for coming through for the Proving Grounds Fight Club. I'm Mazita. Happy leap year. And make sure to keep an eye on the @BoomTV Twitter. We're going to be announcing Ladies' Night for March. Starting tomorrow, we're going to get that announcement out. We've also got an open sign-up event coming next month. It'll be open to all. Probably going to do 2 lobbies on that. That'll filter into a final lobby, another $500 prize pool event. Very similar, if anybody's watching that participated in the old GLL Apex days. Very, very familiar to that. So very, very excited. Gonna kick this raid off, send you guys over to Frosty, show her some love, make sure to drop a follow. Looks like she's doing some scrims for the time being. Haley, thanks for hanging out. Lil Dom, appreciate you, the follows, the subs, everything. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you again very, very soon for, I guess, Apex Legends Ladies Night. It'll probably be the next scheduled stream. Hell yeah. All right, I'm going to send you guys over to Frosty. Have a great night, and thanks for tuning in.
So Valkyle's on the right, coming right at us.
Yeah. Come right, come right.